Hey everybody, this is Joel over here at Static ATX Records. Um, so I'm going to address something that's been on my mind for the last couple of days. Um, the reality is that I love records. If you're watching this video, chances are that you love records. We all love that feeling of going digging through crates at your local shop. But every year when Record Store Day comes around, you know, the vibe changes. Suddenly we get videos, um, and there's a lot of people, including my own friends, who disparage the event. And they'll some complain about the process of it. Like the lines, the scarcity or the limitedness of the releases, the choices of releases that go out, and all of that. And I get it, but the problem is that when you hate on the event, when you hate on the hype around the event, you're actually hurting stores. And these are the stores that you claim to love, you know. It's really easy to look at the event as being a cash grab. It's easy to criticize the record, the choice of the records that come out. um but I feel like we need to stop trivializing what the event does for stores. you know for a lot of independent record stores, Record Store Day is their highest grossing day of the year. It's one of the few days that brings like a ton of excitement for a large number of people. And when you talk down the event, when you ignore the symbiotic relationship between the event itself, the Record Store Day, and the ability for the shops to survive and thrive, you know, um, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know what I mean? A lot of what happens during Record Store Day is what allows record stores to continue to survive and make money and be able to afford used records that you like to dig through. It allows them to pay for those that have employees. It allows them to pay their staff, which generates jobs that a lot of us have had, and we really enjoy them. It allows them to stock the used bins. It allows them to buy new releases all throughout the year, all the releases that you buy. You know, if you like record stores, it's there's no reason not to support Record Store Day. You think that you're just being a little critical of it and trying to quote help them, but you're not. You're not doing that, because you have to understand Record Store Day, the entity of Record Store Day, doesn't choose the titles that go out. The labels do. The labels offer up what they have available, what they want to release. Record Store Day is a little bit, kind of, they might have some feedback in which ones get chosen and whatnot, but they're not out there like, they're not going to a label and saying like, hey, give us a zoetrope of something or whatever it is you don't like. They're not doing that. That's not what's happening here. And it just feels really counterproductive to value the record store as a community hub, while attacking part of what keeps it all running. Um, it just seems really silly. It's like we want the record stores, we want the culture, we want to further our hobby and get the records that we love, but we disparage one of the biggest things that allow it to happen, you know. And this isn't to, I mean, I know there's some record stores that don't participate, but there's some 1,600 that do, which is the majority of independent record stores that are out there. You know what I mean? So when you look at the Record Store Day website, it flat out tells you that it's a day for the people who make up the world of the record store, the staff, the customers, and the artists to come together and celebrate the unique culture of a record store and the special role they play in their communities. So it doesn't matter if you personally don't see something on the list that you like. It's besides the point. It doesn't make any difference. Like if you don't like something on the list, it doesn't matter. You can still go out and support your local record store. And when you go on and you make videos and you're in your community and you're talking bad about it, you're hurting record stores. You just are. Part of what makes the vibe around Record Store Day so toxic is you're doing that. You're contributing to it when you make videos and you be negative about it. You know what I mean? And this isn't just about record stores, like Record Store Day. If you're making videos at any point and you're just shitting on things and just being negative about it, you're hurting everybody. You know what I mean? Um, and I have been, there's been some things that I've been critical of in the videos that I make, you know, but I feel like the things that I'm being critical of are things that are trying to help record stores, and I don't see what's happening around the conversation around Record Store Day that I've seen lately as doing anything to benefit record stores. You making videos isn't going to make major labels change their mind about the records they want to release. You know what I mean? Like if you really want to contribute, I mean, start your own label and release the records that you want to release. You know what I mean? Um, it just leaves a really bad taste in my mouth. Like I don't want to watch. I literally. I have not watched this. I watched like the first 30 seconds of a bunch of different record store day videos, and the ones that were negative, I turned off. I don't want to watch them. The ones that I like are the ones where people are looking at the list and trying to and through the lens of the styles of music that they like, and they're pointing out the things that they like about it. That's what I like. It's like, I don't know, it's like a basic like grade school mentality of like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything, because cracking cheap jokes about something on the list. And here's another thing that's been a little disturbing for me lately, and this is something that I've suffered from in the past too. That I'm sort of reformed on, which is that I've seen people talking shit about records that other people have said that they liked. You know, and what's that about? Why are you shitting on someone else's taste, as if your taste is so you know is so perfect that no one could ever shit on it. Like everybody has their own personal taste in the music that they're into, and there's no reason to shit on it. You know what I mean? Especially when, a lot of us consider each other friends, and you're like shitting on the taste of things that your friends say that they like. And it's one thing to do it like in a lighthearted ribbing way, like where you have it like that. You're close enough that you can tease each other. But I see this happening between people that aren't that close. You don't know each other that well to be doing that kind of thing, and for it to be assumed to be just lighthearted. You know, so this is going to be a really short video. I'm just going to say, like, lately the tone in every year, the negativity around Record Store Day, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like I'm not into it. You know what I mean? It makes me feel, like you're being really short sighted, because if you like record stores, again, You should be supporting Record Store Day. Even if you personally don't have anything on the list that you're into, you should still be supporting record stores. You should be doing that every single day. You should not ever take a time off where you're like, oh, today I'm going to choose to shit on something that helps record stores. You know what I mean? So, anyway, next time Record Store Day comes around, even if you don't see something on the list that you're into, I would urge you to think twice before joining the chorus of negativity. Because the videos that I've seen where people are excited about what's going on, when they're excited about supporting their local record store, those are videos that I personally want to watch. You know what I mean? And I have no shame about unsubscribing to people that are just going to shit on things, especially when they do it like quite often, not just about records today, but they just seem to enjoy just shitting on things just in general. It's very boring. Life is too short, you know what I mean? You know, you don't have to love waiting in line. You know, you don't have to love the everything that's on the list every year, you know. But if you love records and you love record stores, you should be showing support and not just disparaging it all the time, you know. Because I mean, I'll be honest with you, like it offends me because you know I go out every year, and I'm not trying to like act like I'm better than anybody because I'm not. But I've gone out every single, with the exception of the Black Friday Record Store Day. I've gone out and waited in the wee hours of the morning at my local record store, even though I knew it wasn't necessary. The things that I wanted on the list, or sometimes I didn't want anything on the list, it didn't make any difference. I was there because I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to be part of supporting something that I love. You know, look behind me, all these CDs and records. I have all this stuff because I love it. And these all came from record stores. I could even tell you some stories about some of the record stores I got some of these at. And Record Store Day is part of it. To love record stores is to love Record Store Day. And so maybe just bite your tongue if you have something negative you're thinking about regarding Record Store Day. Just bite your tongue, man, because we don't need it. It's unnecessary. It's counterproductive. All it does is hurt things, and it creates a whole vibe of negativity. And it's not cool. It's not cool at all. You know what I mean? And you could say, I'm sure everyone's going to watch the video and make excuses and be like, oh, we're just being funny or whatever it is you think you're doing. But I'm not into it. You know what I mean? So don't bring it around me, you know? And I would just urge you not to do it, you know? It's as simple as that. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good weekend and yeah, peace.